What is good, people? We are back on the channel, Crank Central, here with another video. Now, I know it's been a while since we've had a purely offline recording, but this is for good reason, as today we bringing back the what if battles, but this time it's summer preseason. In the spirit of the summer, we have essentially a playlist of what is my all-time, and by all-time I mean since 2019. I have a different list for pre-2019, but I don't really think those two eras mix too well unless we want them to, which might be at the end of this whole thing. But in this playlist, we have some of the best bands that have marched in these summer months in the entirety of summer bands since 2019. Everything from 2019 MAAB to 2024 MAAB to 2023 Memphis, and that is the matchup that we're actually listening to today. A three-way in what is essentially my all-time fantasy independent showdown. Now strap in because we have a lot of music to get to. 4 rounds, let's get it started. Right, so the way this works is going to be a little bit janky because I'm getting clips from all over the internet over the years and putting it in here. So first off, thank you to all the videographers that are featured, and let's get into it. Round 1, 19 MAAB, man. Trumpets. This was such a different era of band in general, but it's the closest to modern that like pre-COVID has. I'd be surprised to see MAAB play this in the stand. Hold on. Yeah, okay. I'd be surprised to see MAAB play this in the stands ever again. They'll probably just keep this as a marching into. Ah, trumpets, come on, man. They know how to stick, but in mid-phrase, they still sound, you know. There's some that Mississippi's always just missed, you know, top of the line trumpets. Once again, different era of summer, man. That gets a 2. Does it? Hold on. 1.5. 1.5. That's a traditional. And y'all did all right with it. All right, let's see what's next. All right, for this one, shout out to A1 Media. And this is 2023 Memphis Mass Band. Probably the best Memphis that we've seen so far. And this got to be tribute. This is tribute. And just like with all the what if battles, I actually put time and effort into thinking like what they would call off. Oh my God. This was just 2 summers ago. I don't know how I'm so nostalgic for this. Damn, these bands are huge, man. And the trumpets stuck all that. Jesus Christ, these bands are huge. Let me know, do y'all prefer mass band at the modern day sizes or like more so that 2019? They creasing. Shout out Emmett. Oh my God. God Squad on trumpet. Honestly, at every instrument. I'm not gonna lie. And that's every mass band at this point. They got that shit. They got that shit. And every time they gonna crease this joint too, because they've been playing this for God knows how long. And it's crazy how many high schoolers are in here too. Yeah. Then it comes to that behemoth over there. Jesus. Also traditional. We max out all traditionals at like 1.5 to 2. But that is probably the best that they've ever played that. So it probably does max out to a 2. All right. Shout out to A1 once again. Ooh, okay. Over hose. Okay. Now this is kind of an unfair since I selected these. But I mean, aside from like Hochek, like last year MAAB didn't play no old stuff. And I actually think this is what they would call off first. Man, when that battle, actually, y'all can see what I thought when this battle first happened. This is one of the first battles I reacted to. Yo, shout out to Drew for arranging this. Shout out. And then the descending. That's like 27 baritons. I counted earlier. It's like 27 of them dudes. And they nailed it. They nailed the bring back. On an alternating part, nailing a bring back is crazy. It doesn't even have a alternating part. It's just just for comparison. We brought back Superhero, my crab year, like maybe like 3 times all year. Fucked it up all but once. And it's like, what? So to nail that each time is crazy. Oh yeah, and you folks move to the front. Oh boy played trombone. Well, he played trombone at Jackson. Yeah. Let me you for some dogs. Definitely unfair, right? The fact that, you know, Memphis and old MAAB played, you know, what we would consider traditionals, right, while they played a new song. But I don't think it's out there on possibility to say that, like, that's kind of what would happen. I'm not gonna lie to you. 2.5. Very minuscule, just like attacks and releases things. On to round 2. Ooh, baby. Okay. This is actually interesting because this song and a song that y'all know is going to be later from 2019 MAAB is why I just decided to just make it a 3-way, because I was just going to pick the better version of MAAB, but I'm like, no cap, 19, in my opinion, not to spoil too much, has like some amazing fucking songs. that I think have aged really well too. This being one of them. Them trombones used to have that bite that they, man. And then both MAAB and Memphis used to line up their tubas like this. And it's just... a little bit of muddy. Yeah. Shout out to 19 MAAB. That does get a 2. 2.5. 2. Yeah. Ooh. So Marvin. Okay, Memphis. I also think this matchup is interesting. Not because of geography and, you know, historically how they place amongst summer bands, right? You know, as programs in totality, we probably put GAM and New Orleans a little bit above both of these. But, you know, I think the stylistic contrast that they have with each other is very interesting. This song is beautiful. A little bit weak on there, a little bit weak on that, on the cues on there. Keeping time. And trumpets dying out a little bit. Step up. Two and a half. I fucking love that song. It has more mistakes than I thought it did when I first heard it. But I love that song. I love that song from them. Absolutely amazing arrangement. Some great creasing moments. Just, God. Oh, okay. This was the Hunter song. He wasn't at this performance though. But. Good strong entrance, by the way. Good support, mellows. Just sustain. But I hate that they have to be so low because, no cap, these trombones cannot support this band. And I hope that they have a bigger section coming back this year. Oh, I thought that was the mellow fall. Good. Yeah, I love that part. And they definitely cleaned this up on this performance as opposed to their first one. Good shit, Mellows. That's Mr. Hunter M.O. Those type of endings. I said in the summer, I distinctively remember this from 9 months ago, that arrangement is worthy of a 3. But the execution both times, even though they improved it, I still will give it a 2. I just think that there are enough spots. Granted, I know the way that A1 records like these massive battles or whatnot, it doesn't do the most justice to getting the full sound of each and every band sometimes because of the way that they're angled, because of the positioning of the mic, etc. So we're not getting the full front of their force. But even as someone who was there, there's still, you know, just some parts that you're just like, man, trombones, I need to hear a wall here. Trumpets, I need to hear y'all part be more of a counter, more of a underlying melody, you know, like really come out a little bit. And it just doesn't happen enough times to get that 3 or even 2.5. And there's enough what I would consider to be mistakes in there for it still not to be a 2.5. So with the 2 going in around 3. This is the other song. This is the other song I was referring to with MAAB. Say My Name. I'll be honest with y'all. For the longest, I had no idea that Hunter wrote this. Because when I'll say it later. One of the best moments in summer band history. Oh my god. Cool. Amazing run going in there. He's using the trombones excellently. The only thing about this is that sometimes baritones just kind of stick out and just sound a little dirty sometimes. But yeah, I had no idea that this was Hunter at first, because when I met Hunter, his directing style has changed so much. And then I went back and looked at this and I'm like, are you directing in 2/2? What's going on? And then he switches to that fast 4 and I'm like, what? This is not how improv directs. This shit is heaven. Yeah. Yep. And with that same motif of percussion dropping out, and he even added the tuba drop out too, and then come back with the clap. I'm telling y'all, the formula works, man. The formula works. I'm not saying his formula works for everybody. I'm saying that as a arranger, as a director, your distinct style comes out in every piece of your music. And if you have a distinct enough ear, you can always hear it, but it can always be effective. I would challenge even some of the best arrangers that we have in the scene to write or to come up with a ending that sounds more distinct than that still sounds as natural. Like, I think that this is like a pretty perfect like way to envision the song ending. That's a 3, still to this day. I know the trumpets sound slow a little bit in some parts, not throughout the song, but it's one of the greatest moments in my opinion in summer band history. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the parts in isolation can be a little bit thin, but I don't think it's at the detriment of everything, because I still think that each section is still able to support itself to where, you know, it's acceptable somewhere. Ooh, my mind. The fact that they didn't even play this in the battle technically is crazy, but still all time. I'm just hearing that distinct re-entry from upper brass. With that, it's all harmony and just building upon each other with some amazing chord layering. Oh my god. This, yeah. For a summer battle, this is pretty close to unreturnable, in my humblest opinion. Hence why it's amazing that they didn't even have to play this at the battle. Like, man. And then just the wall of sound. God. Here we go. Continuous. Now niggas do fluff up that last run. Niggas do fluff up that last run because everyone's breathing, like, but not intentionally. But intentionally, if you know what y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Everybody does get one. And that also gets a 3. Jesus. This is some all-time selections. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right. Shout out to A1 Media for the clip. I haven't been saying this, but of course, shout out to every single videographer for all these. Ooh. That mellow delay. Come on. That extended run throughout the band. Damn. Alright, trumpets. That's old old Trump phone. Mr. Lanier splitting up the split. The call and response. That's the best of the trombone sounded all summer. Yeah. 2.5. 24 MAAB has some. They have some bangers. They really have some bangers, man. God, I'm excited going into this summer season. God. Shout out to MF Cool Productions. Man. Been watching this guy for a long time. Enzo. I've heard this song so much since this that, like, I thought it was older than what it was, but this is new. Cool. On the beat is crazy. Good phrasing that trumpets. And Melo's sticking himself in there too. Yeah. Them boys hype, man. Dang, it's been 6 years since then, man. I don't think this summer band will ever have this energy throughout, you know, throughout each band. But there's one thing MAAB's gonna do. They're gonna keep it. Shout out. Even just this size of summer band, like, I don't know. I asked the question earlier, how do y'all think about, you know, the size that summer bands have gotten to in modern day post-COVID? I prefer this, I'm not gonna lie. I think band in general is an underdog sport. Shout out to the trumpets. They sticking that. They sticking them one notes. It's just mid-phrase is all. And Mississippi's never been towards the top in terms of providing trumpets or whatnot. Shout out to Old Trump Funk, don't get me wrong, but you know, they've, at least since I've participated or been around the culture, I haven't seen Mississippi be at the top trumpet-wise. But everything else, tubas, trombones, UFOs, even mellows, yeah. Yeah, 2.5, literally just sloppy slip-offs, mellows, and trumpet-wise. That's really all that there's wrong with that song. All right, and for Memphis's closer, we go to, I think this is Search and Rescue. I believe so. Yeah. It's crazy how Mr. Pruitt is technically on not technically. He is on all three of these band staffs in this battle. That constant sound. Come on, tubas. That's y'all one. Yeah, them boys ran 23. Them boys ran 23 with this energy. Yo, having upper brass sing that with UFO sitting on top is so devious. Oh my god. Dang. Ooh. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. That's just personal. That song just doesn't resonate with me the most, you know. All right, now this is weird. We're going to MAAB, but it's like in the middle of the field round video because there's no individual clip that I saw for this song, so it's just here. Good call and response, upper brass. Ah, come on, Mellows. I still need y'all to play a part even if you're not gonna push it, you know? And while we're here, thank you for getting to the end of the video. This is the final song of the final round. If you would be so generous and have any other specific suggestions, feel free to cash out. Or tune into the streams that we do on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. Ah, Tuba's breaking. Come on. I remember watching them boys when I was in high school, man. All in that corner. Wow, shout out to them. UFOs is pushing. Mellows that delay. Y'all already know. I already talked about this last summer. But two. I think that the arrangement loses steam a little bit throughout the song. So, all right. So for our final scores, we have 2023 Memphis with the W. Overall, with a score of 10 through 4 rounds. And then we have 19 MAAB and 24 MAAB, both tying with 9. That's about right, to be honest, in my head, because I was debating between which version of MAAB to include. Because originally, like I said, I wanted it to be a one-on-one, but I'm like, you know what? I can make it a 3-way. It's my video. So made it a 3-way, but they ended up tied anyway. But yeah, I do think that this is pretty indicative of the best versions of these bands and whatnot, and I wish to see them all performing at the highest level that they possibly can this upcoming summer. I'm excited for this summer season. There's already a lot of buzz around you know, what bands are going to be at what battles, and a lot of buzz to see, you know, the staffs and just how big and how capable these bands are turning out to be on a year-to-year basis. And it's a joy and a treat to watch each and every summer. So let's bring the heat again. Once again, this is just round one. I have 2 other different sections of this ultimate independence showdown over time. So yeah, stay tuned in for more what if battles like this and more off-season content as we lead up to the summer and to some late year high school battles as well. We'll be checking those out at the very least on the streams, and it'll probably go into videos as well. Once again, if you would be so kind, and if you have any suggestions in terms of what if battles or battles to hit on, don't feel free to hit the Cash App. Anything that's on the Cash App will be turned into a video. And if you have any other suggestions, tune in to the weekly wrap up that we do every week, bi-weekly, you know, whenever we hit it. It is the off season after all. And yeah, appreciate everybody for watching this. Thank you for sticking with me, as you know, we've taken the hiatus on some content over the past few months to start off this year, but we're getting back on track. We've caught up to all the Mardi Gras battles, and now we are fully into the off season. So thank you. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll catch y'all later. Peace and crank up.